Hi YouTube. Uh, it's like the sun is setting down, but it looks really nice though. I actually looked outside and there were some clouds, and clouds look nice. Uh, Thank you to my mom for getting some Cold Stone for me to shake. Um, but you guys just like ever have like one of those days where like you're bored, but you also don't want to do anything? Like you're bored, but you just like have a sense of just like, I just don't want to do anything because like you're just too depressed to do something. Yeah, today was one of those days, and like, just like I'm just on here. I know like a lot of what I'm gonna say is probably not gonna make any sense, but in the long run, I feel like it will make sense when I look back at this video, like tomorrow or something. If I do upload it, it's currently 8:02 p.m. And when I look back on it, I'm gonna be like, okay, I guess I made some solid points. But anyways, not to like be motivational or anything like that, because like if I be motivational, that would kind of be, I'm not gonna lie, motivational like quotes are kind of corny to me. Like they're a little corny to me, cause like I feel like a lot of people have said motivational quotes, and they all have technically said the same type of phrase, basically, like never give up, never forget on your like never, don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't do something, right? Which is true, right? You should never let anybody justify what you do, right? Unless like you know that you don't got it, right? But if you know you do got it, right? Even if you don't got it, right? But you trust yourself to the point where you eventually do got it, congratulations, right? And no, I'm not like no Kobe Bryant or anything. I'm not gonna say no motivational quote or anything like that. I'm no, like I can't do what Kobe Bryant does. Like his way of motivation is very different, right? For sure, rest in peace. But what I'm saying though is that like I feel like motivational quotes, right? It's just like when you do a motivational quote, you don't really know what anybody is going through, right? So if you said to somebody, "Don't ever give up on your dreams," right? Don't ever stop doing what you love, right? Don't ever stop the pursuit on doing what you want to do to, benefit your life or to do something to launch your career, to do whatever, right? And for sure, you should never let anybody judge the way you do stuff. You should never give up on your dreams, right? But everybody says like the same thing when it comes to that. Like it just always seems corny to me, in my opinion. Again, motivational quotes are good, right? But I just feel like everybody says like the same stuff when it comes to that, though, right? It's like, like they always say, like, oh, if I don't do something this day, then it doesn't feel like I'm improving. Like, if I'm not at the studio constantly performing a song, right, and I miss that one studio session, then it doesn't feel like I'm improving, right? I get that, right? That's your motivation. For other people, it's different motivation. And when it comes down to it, I feel like motivation is just depends on how hard the person works and how hard the person really wants what they want. When somebody doesn't want, if somebody wants something, right, they have to go and actually do the skill to do it, right? And yes, it requires, you have to do what you have to, you have to be disciplined in doing it. You have to understand what you're doing. You have to be very confident in yourself, right? Even if you don't say you are confident, you still are confident enough to go and do something, right, that you really want to do. And then it's just when you do something in life, you really just want to appreciate what you're doing, right? And you want to appreciate the fact that you really are doing this for the purpose of art, right? Yes, there are reasons. For example, yes, the people do stuff what they want to do because they want money, they want the fame, they want the clout, right? Which I guess, I mean, I'm not all for that, but I can see why a person would want to do that, right? Especially if they are in a desired need of any of those. It's completely understandable, right? But it kind of takes away the art aspect of it, right? But also sometimes not really. Like, it just really, It just really depends on how hard you really want to push yourself over the edge to accomplish what you want. Basically, what I'm saying is that basically, if you need anything, right, and then you work hard enough for it and you get it, right? This is gonna sound like every other motivational quote, but I'm being honest. If you want anything, right, you can get it simply by just working for it, right? Which is literally the truth. But then, like, once you get it though, sometimes it doesn't work out, right? You could do what it takes, right? And then you could be, I don't know, you could be like a musician, right? You could be a musician. You can make a bunch of really good songs, right? You could put it, you're putting out EP, like you're putting out 7, 8 track EPs. You're putting out a 17 track album, right? You're putting out, constant albums, right? And then people, only a small majority of people will appreciate your art, right? But let's say that you perhaps drop one day, right? You drop, okay? You drop, right? And you are no longer here other than being here in spirit, right? You're no longer walking this earth. And then your art gets appreciated down the line after you're gone, right? It's just like your art will be the reason why people will remember you, right? You could it doesn't even matter it just matters like how willing you aren't to like basically mess everything up, right? If you went out, right, and you made art, right, but you also said that you supported, uh, I don't know, you supported some negative things, like you supported that, like, obviously I'm not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna use Kanye as an example. I'm not gonna use, uh, uh, the guy from the Smiths, Morrissey, right? I'm not gonna use him for example. I'm just gonna say like if you went out, right, and you said something like how, like, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like something that's like if you said right something about if you said something negative about like I was gonna say something about the Palestine Israel thing. That's a little more too recent. And also like there's artists who for some reason, right, just are like on the enemy side and on the good side, right? I have no opinion on either of these, right? But it's just like really weird how like people support like a bad side of just anything, right? Not saying that like I necessarily believe in anything, right? But I'm just saying like, like the situation going on there is pretty sad, but like when you think about it though, is like if somebody did something negative, right? Somebody did something positive, right? Like they made positive art, but their views were negative. Do you take away the art aspect? Do you separate the art from the artist, or do you put them together and be like, okay, this is who the person is? Like, oh yeah, this person he supports rape and stuff like that, right? It's like what, right? Right? And then like their art though, right? Their art, and then like this person, right? And then their art, right? He makes art, right? And his albums are amazing, right? But he's a terrible person. He supports terrible things. He supports just bad things in general. Because bad things happen to the people you love, and you pray up to heaven above. But all that happened to me. Because like you're gonna run away, run away, run away, run away, and never come back. It's gonna be like that basically when you like separate the art from the artist, right? You do something bad, right? And then if you can't separate the art from the artist, yeah, bad things happen to the people you love, and okay. Bye.